Locked away deep in the Welsh forests are some of the most memorable stories from the WRC's history vault. The place where champions have been crowned and dreams have been crushed. 1995, and Scotland's Colin McRae arrived in Great Britain fighting his Subaru teammate Carlos Sainz for the World Drivers' Championship in a winner-takes-all showdown. In one of the most spectacular drives of the sport, Colin blitzed the rest of the WRC field to win the rally and become the first ever British World Rally champion, and do it on home soil. Fast forward to 1998, and now with Toyota, Carlos Sainz was fighting for the championship in Wales, this time with Tommi Makinen. The Finn started well, but sliding on a patch of oil, he ripped the rear wheel off his Mitsubishi, which meant all Carlos had to do was bring his Corolla home to take the title.
I need to finish in the top 5 to win, or top 6, and I was running 4, so I was really going slowly, and I thought I was going to become for a third time world champion, but then unfortunately the engine broke 300 meters to the end of Markham Park.
The engine blew. You know, it was a big hole, a corn rod came out, and a big hole in the engine. And he said a phrase there when I said to Carlos, try to start the engine for God's sake. You know, in Spanish, trata de arrancarlo por Dios. Trata de arrancarlo, Carlos, trata de arrancarlo. And this phrase in Spain has been following me ever since.
Just 300 meters from the end of the final stage, the Corolla let go, and heart-wrenchingly, the championship was gone. Tommi, already on his way home, took a phone call from his brother and in a state of shock returned to Wales to be crowned 1998 World Rally Champion.
You learn from everything. I learned from that situation. Luckily I won at that time 2 World Championships, and yeah, make me depressed, but not for so long.
2001, and Colin McRae arrived at GB, this time in a 4-way fight for the title between Makinen, Sainz and Richard Burns.
Rally GB for Colin and us was not great number of few years, and that one definitely was the most difficult one for us. You just really had to have a sensible drive and finish. Unfortunately, he just cut one corner. As we all know, it's such a small margin, 6 inches, whatever. But of course, it launched him, catapulted him into the air, and really, it was a very violent sort of accident.
That colossal off sealed McRae's fate, leaving Richard Burns clear to take the title and become the first ever Englishman to do so.
You're the best in the world!
When it ends like that, it's, I have to say, it probably goes down as one of the biggest disappointments.
Wales Rally GB 2009 ended Mikko Hirvonen's hopes of taking the driver's crown. The Finn arrived at the final round, leading the title race by 1 point from Sebastian Loeb. Whoever won in Wales would take the title, but after a heavy landing on the penultimate stage, the bonnet hinges failed on his Ford Focus. As the time ticked by, removing the ailing panel, his chances of championship glory were long gone.
There's no point really to talk about it or think about it anymore. What happened, it happens. And it was a great fight, in a way a good memory and a bad memory in the same time, but for sure it was a tough moment.